Our new album's just self-titled, and yeah, we did it with producer Jean-Paul Maurice from Vancouver, and really stoked about it. Got a lot of hype about CBC Radio is playing it, some other talk about some radio stations picking it up, and yeah, people seem to like it. We're a southern rock band. Our live show is definitely where we thrive the most, but we feel like we captured that in the recording. It's really raw. We went out into a cabin on 140 acres just north of Golden where we recorded it, just to get away from the city life of recording where most albums are done. I was fortunate enough to play very early. At the age of 8, I was given a guitar. My father was a musician and played in a band, so I think he was itching to get a guitar in my hands and you know, show me a thing or two. Brought me up with the Beatles, you know, they were a really big influence for me. And then bands like the Allman Brothers and Leonard Skinner and Eric Clapton. I was fortunate enough to grow up with a great record collection, which I now own, and we didn't watch much TV, you know, growing up, like a lot of my friends did. It was more of we'd have supper and then we'd sit around in the living room and he'd play records, and that's kind of what I grew up on. He taught me kind of everything I knew, and I lost him when I was about 16 years old, but right up to that day we played together, and I think that's another thing I just carry with me, you know, a piece of him that lives on. I still do my own solo singer-songwriter thing. It's very folky, but I picked up the bass. I always saw an opportunity. I played in a band before this called Stellar Radio Choir. It was a garage psychedelic band, and yeah, there was two of us that both played guitar, and I'd always, you know, been interested and played around with the bass, so I picked it up, and then it opened up a lot of other doors, because it seems like guitar players are a dime a dozen, but there's not a lot of bass players out there that are committed and good enough to pick up work. I started Menzies Music Productions about 2 years ago, and just in the area that I live in Golden and the Kootenays in Western Canada, that area, just bringing in great live acts, a lot of touring acts from the east, and giving them an opportunity to have some exposure. Instead of coming out and doing a tour and playing to empty rooms, what I do is bring them out and you know, do some promotion and get people out to the shows. I think in the end, you know, I want to play music, but you know, music careers, unless you're the Rolling Stones, usually don't last forever, and it's a really good way to stay in the music industry into your later years. And when you don't want to tour, like I can't picture myself touring when I'm 50 or 60, but I could picture myself in an office, you know, maybe working a little more with some artists in management role or with an agency in the booking role. But yeah, I mean, music's in my blood, and it's a way to do it for the rest of my life.